So there are many different types and style of cider out there on the shelves. And how do we achieve these different styles? Well, it's all about the raw materials that we utilize to achieve all of these different flavor profiles. For our classic apple and pear ciders, it's all about the fruit itself. Depending upon which variety you use, you get a very different flavor profile. Think of it like a wine. Depending on which grape variety, you get a very, very different flavor. And it's exactly the same with these varieties here. So here we have two quite different apple varieties. First of all, we've got a dessert apple, an eating apple, and this would make what we would call a new world or a modern style of cider. This is a cider that's dominated by acidity, crisp and fresh and clean and light. It's really zingy. It's a wonderful, refreshing drink. This style of cider made from these types of apple would be more akin to, let's say, a Sauvignon Blanc, so something light and lean and fresh, excellent with seafood. Our second style of cider that we can achieve is what we would call Tannic Style ciders. This is made using apple varieties that are traditional to England and to France, and they're characterized not by acidity, but by a high concentration of tannin, which will provide boldness and richness and complexity. This style of cider is much more akin to a red wine with all that boldness and that richness, so try it as a substitute for that next time. Obviously, some drinks are made not from apples at all, but actually from pears. In the UK and those old traditional areas, it's known as perry, but in the New World, such as here in New Zealand, it's often referred to as pear cider. This is a fermented pear juice. It's obviously light and fresh and lean, and sometimes it's got a natural residual sweetness in there, which makes it lovely and sweet and floral. If you're a fan of Pinot Gris, then why not try a perry, a pear cider next time? All that luscious florality and that big, bold, lush sweetness would make it a great option. So as well as the variety of apple being important to some of these ciders, sometimes it's the addition of other ingredients that gives our full range and spectrum of different types and styles of flavors. The most popular flavor to be added to ciders are fruit flavors, which makes sense because obviously apples and pears naturally are fruits as well. And we've got lots of different types here. So we've got plums, or we've got raspberries, or even some citrus fruits like orange or lemon or lime. They all have their own different flavor components and add different things to the ciders. Depending upon what apple or pear base you have underneath, these different fruits interplay and interact with the cider in different ways to give different flavor profiles. It's all about trying to find the favorite one for you. Another type and style of flavored cider that's small but starting to gain popularity is hopped ciders. I've got some fantastic green bullet here from the Nelson region, and when it's added to the cider, it can add some real interesting complexity, some aromas and some bitterness. If you're a fan of IPA, have a try at a hopped cider next time. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Another category of flavored cider is those utilizing herbs and spices. Things like with the star anise we have here, or vanilla, or some wonderful cinnamon quills. It adds a real lovely, gentle, soft, spicy texture, depending on which combination you're utilizing, and you can even have some wonderful richness from some fantastic New Zealand Manuka honey as well. Give it a try. If you're a fan of mulled wine but want to try something a little bit lighter, then why not try one of these spiced ciders? They share a lot of the same characteristics, and so I think it's something that you probably enjoy.